driving home for Christmas. Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. Driving home for Christmas, yeah. Well, I'm moving down that line, but it's been so long. But I will be there, I sing this song to pass the time away. Driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. Hi guys, this is how to play Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Rea. I've arranged this for really easy guitar and then kind of end of the beginner's course intermediate guitar, so that we can play the riff that Dave's been playing for us. So first of all, the really easy way to do it is to play 2 bars of G and then 2 bars of C for all your verses and the intro. So if you just want to demonstrate that with 1 strum on every beat, Dave, that would be great. 2, 3, 4. Just a normal G, just a normal G chord first. 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, then a C. C, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Keep it going. I'm driving home for Christmas. Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. 2 bars of each, pause there. Really, really easy. What we're going to be doing is adding a G major 9, also known as an add 9, but it's on the sheet that I have in front of me, it's just G major 9, where we're adding an extra note to your G chord. So we want to be playing a big G for this one, the Noel Gallagher style I've also called it, with your 3rd and little finger on the 2 thinnest strings. And then your 1st finger moves down from string 5. So if it was on string 5, Dave, that's where it would normally be for the big G. That's going to move down by 2 strings, and give it a strum. That is your G add 9. So we're adding an extra note on there. It's the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and we also have a capo 2nd fret for this song, I should mention. So just play that one more time. I've got Dave also to mute the 5th string with his with his middle finger, so it's just a little bit flatter than it would be otherwise. Rather than being right on its tip, it's a little bit flatter, so that 5th string doesn't quite ring out. Play it one more time. That is your G add 9, and then that 1st finger simply lifts off for a normal G chord. So your normal G chord with your 1st finger just lifted off, really. So just the normal G chord on its own. That's it. And then we're going to play that to recreate the little piano riff and the riff of the song. We're going to strum your G major 9 twice and then just strum a normal G. So as you just did then, Dave. And it makes the riff of the song. A couple more, we need that twice. So that would be for 1 bar of G. So if you do that twice for us, Dave. And if you guys can play along to this, if I count everyone in, so 2, 3, 4. Add 9 to G, G add 9 to G. That's that part of the song. And then we're doing something similar on a C chord. We're playing a C major 7, which is just a normal way of playing a C major, but without your 1st finger. Creates kind of a dreamy C, always like that one. The wistful look. And then your 1st finger, the next chord is going to be a C6. So a C major, again adding this extra note, and it's the 1st finger directly underneath where your middle finger is. Again, that 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Play that chord for us now. Nicely done. And again, Dave has muted this time. The 2nd string would ideally be muted at this point. Rather than having to have 4 fingers down on it, that's the way that I prefer to voice this chord. So just play that one more time. And played in the same fashion as the first couple of chords. We've got C major 7 twice and then your C6. And it creates creates the riff of the song. Certainly with, this is a great example of kind of a creative use of a capo really. It can be really hard to play that riff of this song without a capo, having to play it with what would be an A chord. So with this capo second fret, utilising the open strings the way I've arranged it here, we can get a fairly straightforward way. Play it one more time. And again, of playing this riff, which sounds really cool. So that would all happen once for an intro, and then it just repeats twice for a verse. So if we go for that from the top, just with this strumming pattern that we're doing at the moment, twice for your first chord, once for the second chord, that creates a 4-bar loop. The chord sequence to this is available in the description below. I'll probably put a link on the video as well if you want to check out the sheet that I'm using here. But let's go for it from the top, from your G chord, from the intro, G major add 9, in, nice and slow, 2, 3, 4. And again, C major 7 to C6. One more time. You see? Okay, Dave, how hard on a scale of 1 to hard, 1 to 10 is that? How tricky?
I'd say to get it sounding nice, it's probably a 7.
About a 7 out of 10. So pretty tricky. Let's not beat around the bush here. Compared to a lot of the beginners videos that I've done, that is fairly hard. If you just want to play along to the song, please be aware that there is just that super easy version where we can use a G chord for 2 bars and C chord for 2 bars as well. We will do a close-up on those chords, so let's do that now. And let's go for a chorus now. So here's the chorus of the song. We're going to do a B minor 7. Now Dave has instantly gone for the bar chord way of doing a B minor 7. The really easy version of that chord, Dave, is just, play a standard A chord for me, so 3 in a line. If you move your first finger up 1 string, and then your third finger down 1 string, that is essentially the exact same chord as that B minor 7 that you did as a bar chord way earlier. So that's with your first finger, every finger on the second fret. We've got your first finger string 5, middle finger string 3, and third finger string 1. Play it one more time for us, Dave. Your next chord is an E minor, so that's a really easy change. Third finger comes off, middle finger goes up 1. Then an A minor, which again should be a pretty easy change. And then to a D. Has to be said, they are quick changes. We've got 2 beats per chord, but that chord sequence just happens 3 times. So we've got your B minor strum, E minor, A minor, and D. I think the trickiest part is probably D back to that B minor 7, but still pretty doable. If you'd like to, if you're aware of that B minor bar chord and you want to work on your bar chords, feel free to go for it. B minor 7. Just a standard B minor bar chord shape without that little finger, but it's exactly the same chord as this open way of doing it, so there's no real advantage to it, really. So as I say, 2 beats per chord. If you strum ones per chord initially, that kind of lines up very well to the words. So if we want to have a demonstration of that, Dave, 2, 3, 4, it's been so long, just 1 strum of each chord, 2, 3, well it's been so long, A minor, but I will be there, I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for, and then you're back to your main riff that we did in the verse. Beautifully done. If we have a go now, doing that for every beat is the next step. So basically 2 strums of each chord, nice and regular. In 1, 2, 3. But it's been so long, but I will be there. B minor to E minor, A minor to a D. driving in my car, driving home. Back to the riff. Now, even though there was a slight mistake by Dave there, that's just because he's never come across that B minor 7 chord that I've just showed him. So even though a chord can be technically harder or easier, it's the one that you've previously done in the past that's always going to be the easier one, and anything that's new is going to take a little bit of learning, a little bit of time to get under your fingers. So whichever way of playing these chords you've come across before, go to it. There are some slightly jazzier, funkier ways of playing each of these chords. So we could do an E minor 7, be an E minor with your little finger at 3rd fret of the B string, and A minor 7, nice and easy, just without your 3rd finger on for your A minor. Sounds great, very easy to do. And a D sus 4, which is a D with your little finger on there. But they add a very small amount to the song, in my opinion. Those kind of jazzy chords are very barely heard really in the song. So we're going to go from the top now, from the intro. So essentially going to do that first chord sequence, your G's and C's, 3 times in total, once for an intro, twice for a verse, and then we're going to do the chorus chord sequence 3 times, and just repeat from there.
With standard strumming, or the whole?
Let's go for nice and standard first. If you would like to add more strums, go for it. But to start off with, I'll be covering higher level strumming just in a second after we've done this one. So do it with the 3 strums that we've been doing so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Driving home for Christmas, I can't wait to see those faces. Back to a G. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Well, I'm moving down that line to a chorus 2, 3, but it's been so long. But I will be there. I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. And that's back to your verse riff to a C. Nicely done. Dave he kept going with the strumming pattern from the verses, and it's best to stay on the beat for the chorus. It abandons that riff and goes more onto a straight beat rather than doing that 3 strums kind of pattern. Okay, can you recreate the strumming that you did at the start of the video that sounded really cool for us, Dave?
The funky one, or just the half?
Well, go for the funky one.
Right.
Okay, and pause there. That's what I'd kind of call boy banding it up. Personally, we have up strums added, and we have some string muting to give a kind of percussive sound that acoustic guitar can do. As a hybrid to get us to that point, let's go for power 8s first of all. 8 strumming all downs, which would be 3 strums of our G chord, and then 5 strums of... Well, 3 strums of the G major 7, G major add 9. So 3 strums of G major add 9, and then to a normal G chord. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be essentially right. Just demonstrate that for us first of all. That's it. And that would be the same kind of strumming for the C major 7 to C6. Now when Dave is playing the boy band strumming, that does sound awfully cool, I have to admit, his hand is moving in that same fashion as those 8 strums all down. He's just adding up strums from there as well to create a feel, and he's not playing every downstroke. He's missing some out, doing false strums. Just play that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So your hand is moving on the same grid as that, and I like to think of strumming as a grid, but is not catching the strings every time. He's catching the strings when he chooses to create that rhythm. So just do the power eights one more time, the 8 all downs. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause there and do the other one. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're one in the same thing. It's just kind of which strings you catch. And when you get up, when you have been playing guitar long enough and you've covered enough different strumming patterns, that's something that you're able to do. There is some palm muting happening as well. You're just essentially resting your hand on the strings. Again, there's some lifting off it as well at a certain time, but essentially it's the same palm muting that we've looked at in previous videos. If you've never come across it before, certainly on acoustic guitar, some people haven't come across it before. I have a video on that, so just search for what is palm muting on my website and you'll find it. But yes, that same strumming pattern would be all through the verses, whichever one you choose to do. In your chorus, I would stick with the 8 strums all downs, or you could even go for kind of a Bob Dylan style, thicker strings, everything. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 would sound good there. Twice per chord though. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But I can see there. Sing this song. So you have that option. If that's a little bit too tricky or a little bit too kind of, I don't know, folky for you, just keep going on the all downs. So 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 all downs. Example. Oh, I'm moving there, I sing this song. So you have that as an example. Also, again, you're going to have to use the one that you've come across before, or spend a little bit more time focusing on one of those different options. But a quality song, I'm feeling Christmassy already. We're actually filming this in November, so we're filming nice.
They don't know that.
Well, they do now. But I'm feeling nice and Christmassy. Hope you guys are too. Please check out the other videos when we get some more Christmas ones uploaded. Subscribe if you like these videos, and hope to see you again. Take care of yourselves. It'll be lonely this Christmas without you to hold. It'll be lonely this Christmas, lonely and cold. It'll be cold, so cold, without you to hold this Christmas. Yeah. Now, can we do that after the verse?
Probably not.
Probably not.